Feds caught paying over $2 billion in tax cash to foreigners for big advantage over Americans. They used our own money against us, by Liberty Bell for DailyVine.com. There was a time in our country where companies gave American job seekers top billing over people that came from overseas. However, over the past years, globalism has crept into our once sovereign nation, fundamentally undermining red-blooded Americans under the guise of diversity. Then, under the former abysmal Obama administration, the tentacles of globalism grew to unprecedented levels, which prompted the American people to fight back and elect President Trump to help make America great again. Though no matter how hard Trump fights to strengthen our country and drain the swamp, there are those still in the Beltway doing their best to screw over the American people. Now, it has been discovered that there are those in the federal government paying billions of dollars to foreigners to give them a more significant advantage over Americans, and it won't stop until we make that happen. During the Obama administration, the word globalism was tossed around as we witnessed liberals selling our country out to the highest bidder to make the most money. Power-hungry global elitists have no issue with destroying our nation as long as it makes their bank accounts bigger and that greed is not regulated by one political party. Republicans and Democrats alike are part of this nefarious plan to crush the American economy to usher in the New World Order. These nasty globalists have exploited foreign labor at the expense of the American worker, making it easy for companies to hire low-wage employees and neglect American citizens. This policy has been around since George W. Bush. But what expanded under the Obama administration, which made it easier for companies to snake American workers out of jobs. Massive companies have moved their headquarters to countries abroad with no penalties, then have the audacity to hire foreign workers, cheating Americans out of work. Here is more from the Daily Caller. The federal government gave billions in tax subsidies to U.S. companies that hired foreign college graduates rather than American job seekers in 2017, according to immigration policy think tank analysis. The tax break comes through the Optional Practical Training OPT program, a George W. Bush administration regulation allowing foreign graduates to work in the U.S. for up to 12 months after graduation, with a 24-month extension if the graduate works in a STEM field. Under U.S. tax law, neither the participants in OPT nor their U.S. employers owe payroll taxes for the foreign hires. These payroll taxes, Social Security, Medicare, and unemployment insurance contributions amount to 8.25% for both the employer and the worker. Center for Immigration Studies labor policy expert David North has put a total dollar figure on the amount annual tax subsidy for OPT participants and their employers. North used U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services data to protect roughly 240,000 OPT employment authorizations, and STEM extensions were granted in 2017. He then multiplied that number by an average salary estimate of $50,000 to arrive at total wages about $12 billion. Multiplying that payroll tax exempt total by 16.5%, minus 8.25% for the OPT recipient and 8.25% for the employer, works out to a total tax subsidy of $1.98 billion. This is a largely hidden incentive for U.S. companies to hire foreign college graduates over their American counterparts with similar education and experience, North said. The employers benefited from the subsidies directly, and universities benefited indirectly. Know all about the program. Who know all about the program, I guess, which is all but unknown to the older Americans subsidizing it, and is similarly unknown to the young U.S. college grads who are hurt by it. He wrote Tuesday in a CIS website blog post. Given this twisted political dynamic, inertia, and the total silence of the media on this point, the program persists and grows each year. Universities in the U.S. generally support the OPT program because it helps in recruiting foreign students who pay full tuition costs. Rising participation in OPT has driven the overall foreign student population to a record high of 1.08 million, even as first-time international student enrollment declined by about 10,000 in the 2016-2017 school year, according to a November report from the Institute for International Education. The IIE considers OPT participants to be students even if they have already completed their degree requirements. Now, to make this crystal clear, it is not only blue-collar workers who are seeing their jobs handed out to foreigners. In fact, high-powered executives are losing good-paying jobs to these overseas workers, and it needs to end. Though what makes this entire situation even more aggravating is that while this policy was expanded under the Obama administration, it has continued under Trump's nose. While Trump is bringing back thousands of jobs to our country, which we are all grateful, he needs to put an end to this policy once and for all. If companies want to go overseas to hire cheaper labor, that is their choice. But it is time that there are consequences for cheating Americans out of a job. Trump often says it is America first, and by him ending this horrible policy, he would be doing just that. This is a very serious issue, yes. I'm more than sure Trump is going to take care of this. You know, there is just so much you can do all at once, but, you know, this is a very serious issue. And notice that it started with the Bushes there, okay? And Obama increased it, I'm more than sure. And meanwhile, the poor American is paying for it. But how much can the American people pay when they don't have jobs? Do you see what I'm saying? So their little plan is not going to last for too long anyway. But you know, the heartache that's going to be taking place at this point with people looking for the jobs and they're outsourced by foreign people. I mean, that's disgraceful, to say the least. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.